I represent and lead RVC here on the West Coast. Prior to this, I was with the British Consulate in San Francisco, where I was part of the Clean Tech, Renewable Energy, and Financial Services team. And before that, in my career, I was with a firm called Fortis Partners that helped build and develop some of the leading venture capital firms and startups based out here in Silicon Valley and Southern California. I'd like to say it was my good looks and charm, but really it was just the network that I developed. I had an incredible opportunity out here in Silicon Valley to develop a network and contacts with some very interesting people and very brilliant people. And I was actually reached by a representative of RVC, and because of RVC's plans and ambitions to increase its presence here in Silicon Valley and really help Russian entrepreneurs, and especially companies in RVC's portfolio, expand their own presence here in Silicon Valley. I guess I could ask you, what made you successful? And but from my perspective, what makes a lot of Russian entrepreneurs successful, and even just talented here in Silicon Valley and so sought after, is one, their tenacity. They are some of the hardest working and diligent entrepreneurs and brilliant tech talents that I've ever met. And that last point is very true. They are absolutely brilliant. From childhood until their first company that they develop. They have a strong foundation in technology and a knowledge of technology. And lastly, they have a very global mindset. I find that Russians have a strong commitment and strong roots to their tradition, but they really perceive the world in a global manner. And I think that's incredibly necessary today, where seemingly as an entrepreneur, you have to be global from the very first day of your business. Right, I believe there's quite a bit of Russian innovation that has seen success here in Silicon Valley. One recent example that comes to mind that is in the process of actually making it, instead of talking about a company that has achieved success, why don't we talk about a company that's on its way to success, and maybe through this video we can help them achieve even more success. And that company actually is an organization coming out of a smaller region in Russia, out of the Ural region, named 3Divvy, and an incredible success story, and a burgeoning success story. This is a company that's developed some very interesting tracking sensor technology that's being sought after by some of the major mobile and digital advertising and signage companies out there. And this is an innovation that is coming out of Russia, but can be exploited and used in every corner of this world, especially in the nascent interactive display markets. So they have begun their discussions here in the US, and this is an example of Russian technology that is being openly accepted here in the US by some of the major players in the world. So the likes of Google are interested in technologies like this for obvious reasons. And their larger ambitions are to eventually continue growing their operations in Russia, continue growing their development in Russia, but then also growing their presence globally, especially here in Silicon Valley, amidst the plethora of partners they have available here. So look out in the near future for some interesting partnership announcements. I think there's quite a bit of buzz still leading into 2015 around big data. There's been quite a bit of talk about the emergence and burgeoning nature of Hadoop, and I think we'll start to see a lot of activity in that space and the related ecosystem around Hadoop and big data. On top of that, I believe we'll continue seeing incredible growth in the sharing economy. It has been fraught with quite a bit of controversy, as we've seen with some companies facing some regulatory hurdles along the way. However, I don't think that there's going to be an end to the growth of the sharing economy. However, entrepreneurs will have to be cognizant of the opportunities in the sharing economy that provide value for both sides of the table in the sharing aspect. On top of that, drones have been a very hot, buzzworthy sector in 2014, both in Russia and the US. However, the commercial viability is still left up to question. However, there have been some interesting innovations in the space with some interesting Russian entrepreneurs and US entrepreneurs collaborating. So I hope to see more of that. And personally, I hope to see smarter people than myself come up with potentially interesting ideas. Yes, I'm very optimistic about the future of RVC. I'm very optimistic about the future of collaboration and cooperation as well. At the end of the day, the technology that we're developing together and the businesses that we're forging together really transcend a lot of the other issues. And I'm very confident that through cooperation we can achieve quite a bit. The reception from the Silicon Valley community has been very receptive and with open arms. And I attribute it to the fact that at the end of the day, despite some of the geopolitical issues that might be abound elsewhere, at the end of the day, we're all working towards a similar goal. Whether you're a Russian or an American or a Brit or someone from China, entrepreneurs are all working towards a similar goal. They are people striving for to really achieve their dreams. And all RVC is doing is trying to help actualize entrepreneurs from Russia and abroad actualize their dreams. And the fact is, RVC has been an incredible conduit and channel of innovation from Russia into Silicon Valley and elsewhere. And that's why Silicon Valley has been very open with some of our ideas and some of our companies.